Well, hi guys. Hey Cliff Ann. Hey mods. Thank you for being here. Noelle, Susie, Gina E, Pat Jonas made it. Hey, Robin Miners, Don Davies, Kestrel. I don't want to go up too far because then I'm going to get caught and get stuck. Hey Debbie A, Chrissy Twig, Diana H made it. Kestrel, I'm glad that you're here. Hey, Heather Landau. Hey babe. Ghostwriter made it. Carrie S. Happy Thursday, babe. Hey, Laura DiPrete. Guys, Laura DiPrete is crazy amazing. By the way, I brought in the box. She sent me a box of stuff yesterday that I kind of want to go over with you guys. Meredith Lynn. Hey, Liz Tricks. I hope you're doing all right, Liz Tricks. And if Armina is in here, her too. And Pepper Jelly. Hey, Lisa Kelson. Heather MC. Hey, Tashbits. Deborah Ricci, Renee B, not a lot. Hey, Wanda Parks is back. Hey, Wanda. Kim Hallman, teacher nurse, Joanne Morrison, Christina H. Guys, Laura DiPrete, I gotta get myself some of these. She has like YouTube business cards. Do I need Armene? I feel sad for you. Christina H, welcome in, babe. Hey, Debbie Zito, Leanne Woods, look at Laura DiPrete. She has her own business card, Teaching with Tula on YouTube. Teaching with Tula 1721. I thought that was really cool. She sent me a box of like just goodies, like makeup and stuff. It's amazing. I thought we could look at some of it together. Hey, love it. Hey, Lori Lee, Rhonda McNeil, Carolyn Cotter made it. SPTV watcher, Anita Card. Hey, Audrey. Mods, if you could post, can you, I don't know how easy it is to find that, but her channel is Teaching with Tula, Tula 1721. I don't know if you could post her channel. That would be really nice because everybody loves Laura DiPrete. She's in our Zoom calls and she's just really informative. If you guys could go follow her, that would be really nice. I know a lot of you would like to support her. Linda McMillan. Hey, babe. Lisa Kelson. DNB. Libby Jackson. Hello, guys. Hello. Amy Edge. Hey, Callie Galley. Do I have lipstick on my teeth? Oh, look at that. Thank you so much, Kathy. And hey, Sierra Terry. I love that for you, Sierra Terry. Hey, Honey Lou. Not lurking anymore. I love that. I love when you guys come out of lurker mode like Buffy did. Thank you, Kathy Ann, for posting her. Who are we supporting? Laura DiPrete. Dan, do you know Laura DiPrete? She's in our Zoom call. That is her channel. If you guys would go over and subscribe, that would be really kind. Hey, Anne. Weather is really good here. Wanda Parks. I actually have the window open in here. I've had it open all day for our little boy. Thank you, Renee B. Hey, Jojo Bananas. Look at our little boy. Look at my little boy. He's kind of the reason I have a jean jacket on because his nails. Yes, Laura, I love you. You're a big part of this community. Vicky C. Look at my little boy. Hi, little boy. He is so much brighter, guys, and he has so much more energy. And I worry about that a little bit for this room. I'm like, are you eventually not going to want to be in here? But so far, so good. He doesn't cry. He doesn't sit at the door. I do keep the door open all day with a big gate up so that I can see him and talk to him and he can hear what's going on. And then what I've been doing is he just likes to be held and carried, as you can see. Thank you, Meredith Lynn. So what I will do now is I will pick him up and carry him around the house, kind of like I do with Gertie. Like in the morning when I'm getting ready and doing stuff, I've been holding him and he doesn't want me to put him down. I just carry him around the house. Hey, Joyce Drager, Mama Smurf. I love that, Jojo. So, hey, Cheryl Frazier, I've just been kind of letting it, and he loves it because he looks around, but he doesn't try to get down. Like he wants me to hold him. Have you been starting earlier? Yesterday, I did an earlier live. Love it. I'm trying to do earlier shows for the UK people and just everybody across, not in America. And well, look at that. Welcome in. I don't recognize your name. Forever Jack's girl. Welcome in. Becky USA. Yes, my lawyer friend Denise, that would be adorable. A kitty baby Bjorn, because his mom looks like a boy named Bjorn. It's very fitting. Yeah, he is, Audrey. He really is. He looks like he's gaining weight. Hey, Laura Lou. I agree with that, Cliff Ann. And he's just, there's something about him. He just seems more bright and chipper. Hey, DS Kitty Diane. And don't forget, I've been, hey, Nicole Hazel Miller, Tracy Murphy, welcome. I've been giving him that lysine powder every day, which, hey, true to it, it's like a supplement. I'd never heard of it, but it's like a supplement that's supposed to be very, oh, it's immunity boosting for cats. I need to get you a brush. But I think it's helping. Hey, Angie, welcome in. I love that you made a live. Oh my God, Heather MC, that would be so cute. But I do enjoy carrying him around the house. And again, he doesn't try to get down. Like he's not interested in that. He just wants me to carry him. When do you go back to the vet? I don't have an appointment. I don't need to make an appointment that far out, Wanda, but I'm going to take him back probably in about 5 weeks. Hey, West Coast Fancy Nancy. Okay, Lori Lee, guys, give me a sec. I turned the fan down and now I'm hot. So I'm going to turn it back up. Hold on. And I don't really know how this fan works. Okay. Bubba, sorry, I didn't mean to make you jump down. Did Angie Mo ask me about meetup dates? She probably did. I think she's texted me a couple of times. I have been on the phone. Oh, manipulation roll call. I forgot about that. I have been on the phone all afternoon, and I think I have a lot of text messages from people. I do. Would the weekend after your birthday work for the meetup? Yes. I'm looking either last weekend. I thought we were doing the last weekend in June. Hey, AJ Powers, Elizabeth Vigil. Hey, Topsy. Hey, Music Life. For some reason, I thought we were doing the last weekend in June. I'll have to look at the weekend after my birthday. It should be fine either way. It should be fine either way. Hey, Denise LaFond. Thank you, babe. Look at he's so cute. He just sits here. He sits on this desk. Look at this. He just sits here with me. How cute is this, you guys? I love you. Your color. I'm an artist and there's nothing like that color. Well, thank you, Cheryl Fraser. I don't know what I would call this color. Just like a light blue. Thank you, Cheryl. Hey, Angel K. Hey, Lindy. He's so happy. He just sits here with me on a desk. Where did I get my middle necklace? They don't make it anymore. This is from a store in Kansas City. I got it years and years ago. I'm sorry. They don't have it anymore. It's turquoise. But you know what you could do whenever I try to see something, like if something like this situation, if you can't get it. Hey, Aileen, if you can't get a necklace anymore, you know what I like to do because it's almost guaranteed. Go to Etsy. Hey, Joanne Hawley. Hope you had a good birthday, babe. If you go to Etsy and type in what you're looking for, I almost always find a gift or whatever it is I'm looking for. So like I would go on Etsy and I would type turquoise circle necklace and just see what comes up. And then you can narrow down your search. I do too, Leanne Woods. I do too. You can almost always find what you're looking for similar on Etsy. I have found that to be the case. I love Etsy. That's adorable, Music Life. So I don't have like a specific topic today, other than I was on the phone a lot today and I don't know how many of you were here with me last night when we were talking. That was a really good talk. I felt really, really good about that stream last night. I felt, hey, Saved by Grace. Kay Thompson. Yeah, you definitely are always here with me, Buffy, and I love that. Hey, Mare, guys, Mare also just started a channel. We love Mare. Mare, if you tell us the title of your channel, I'll have the mods post it because people would love to come support you as well. I love Mare. Eventually, I'm going to be on her channel. She wants to have me on. Whine a little bit more. Welcome in, babe. there was something about last night's stream, and we didn't even intend to go into that topic. Do you guys know what topic I'm talking about, by the way? Thank you, Jojo Bananas. It was. Hey, Peggy Collins. Okay, so Kay Thompson said last night's stream was really good. Carolyn Cotter said it was an exceptional chat. Thank you, ladies, for validating that, because there's so many, sometimes when we have a really good chat like that, it's okay, true to it. When we have a really good chat like that, it stays with me for like at least 24 hours. I take something from it. I pick it apart. You know, I'm an overthinker anyway. Hey, Puka Vista, look at my little angel. She's a little angel. Look at him. You guys, look at how cute. He just sits here. Yes, love it. I agree. Look at this little boy. He's so little. I wish you guys could tell how little he is. That's okay, Diana H. Projection. We started off the topic with projection. I agree, Topsy. It was a great, and Joanne Hawley says it too. Projection was something really, I know, Robin, was something really interesting to talk about yesterday. I felt like I learned a lot. Hey, MLG Gamer. As a matter of fact, somebody left a comment after last night's stream, and this is neither here nor there. Me too, Music Life. You heard him purring. He's so lovey-dovey. He's a glowworm. Someone actually said another example of projection, and I thought this was good because I do well with examples and concepts. Another example of projection is like, yeah, Honey Lou, is like the people who attack you for getting super chats, calling you a grifter, and that you make money while they accept super chats and post their PayPal, their Venmo, their Apple Pay, or whatever it is. And not that I'm trying to start that topic, I'm not, but I thought that was a really good concept for me. I think in concepts, like examples, and I thought that was a really good, hey, Jessica, example of projection. It's true. Like, people bitch and complain that I get super chats while they collect super chats. That's crazy. Like, that's a great, to me, example of someone projecting their stuff on you. Hey, Ellie, I just thought that was interesting. I thought that was a really interesting take. Not that I want to go there, because I don't. My little boy. I love you so much. Hey, Jackie Perkins. Jennifer Ogle, welcome. We missed you too, Mayor. It's very hypocritical, West Coast Fancy Nancy, but that probably ties in with projection as well. Yeah, Angel. Anyway, the point is, last night, I'm more talking about, I am getting some color. Cheryl Roberts, I've been doing a lot of stuff outside. When I do my other job, I tend to work outside more if I can, like when I'm on my computer, and I'm trying to get color. So thank you for noticing that. I'm talking about actually the second part of the stream. And who was it? Who started with that question last night? I can't remember now. I feel bad. It wasn't Saved by Grace, although Saved by Grace had some good. Thank you, Mare. I have been skipping having her cut my hair. And you know what? At my next appointment, I think I'm going to have her skip it again. At my last color appointment, I was like, I don't want to do a cut. I'm trying to really get it to grow. Like, I always wanted mermaid hair, and it never happens. My hair is kind of, thanks, Dawn Clark. My hair has always stayed this damn length. I'm trying to get it to go past the boobs. Like, I want, like, do you know how many people, not so much here, but in Kansas City, when I lived there, people would be like, I love your extensions. And I was like, thanks. It was similar to when people would go, when's your baby due? I would be like, oh, September. We got a little fall baby happening. Like, I just, at one point, I was like, I'm just not going to make this awkward anymore. I'll just lie. So it was the same thing. I know, me either, Saved by Grace. Oh, Mara says she added the link in the chat. Thank you for asking that, Yadira. You're a little angel. Hey, Hope Between the Dreams. People will say that. People would say that. They'd be like, oh, who does your extensions? And I'm like, no one. But I definitely want longer hair. You'd look like a mermaid with your hair. That Haley's Hobbies, I'm trying. I actually just started taking gummy biotin, hoping it's going to help. But yeah, I want it to be like really long. Maybe I'll get a boyfriend. Mm. Tell your dads, tell your grandpas. Oh no, I won't. Heather, don't worry. I would not go more than 6 months. I would get it trimmed before then. Hey, oh, Susie Q. Hey, Tampa A. Lori Lee, people are so weird when you ask a woman when she's due. Like, I don't know who doesn't know that. Who would do that? It's a weird thing to say. Also, it's just, even if she's clearly pregnant, there we go. Thank you, Mayor. Even if she's clearly pregnant, like due in the next 6 weeks, I still don't comment on it. It's a weird thing to comment on, isn't it? Yeah, okay, great. You're pregnant. Like, unless I know you, but if you're a total stranger, like, wow, a pregnant person, never seen that before. Why would I walk up to you and talk about it? What if it's a sensitive topic for you? Like, I don't know. What if you just found out you have gestational diabetes or something? Like, it's just weird to walk up to a random stranger and talk. Now, it's not wrong, but it's still weird. Not everybody wants to talk about that. Heather, I'm glad you said something. There's so much apparent jealousy from these other streamers. We actually should feel sorry for them. I get it. Hey, Moon Taxi. Gracie, I'm glad that you made it. Hey, LC. Oh, LC, that's what I mean. It's a very personal thing. I told you guys when I was pregnant with Huxley. Hey, Candace, good to see you. When I was pregnant, here's her Mare's also, guys. If some of you, if you know Mare, I love Mare, and I haven't had a chance to come on yet, but I'm going to be on her show. And we love supporting our friends here. So if you guys would go subscribe to her as well. Thank you, True to It. Hey, Iwa. Oh my God. I was at Target once and Huxley was over 10 pounds. I was huge, right? And people would just come up and this lady just walked up and started rubbing my belly. Now, I'm not super weird. Like, she's lucky she didn't get someone that was like, hey, get your effing hands off me. I just was like, it's weird that you think it's appropriate to just walk up and put your hand on a woman's body at all. At all. Like, if I'm going to hug somebody, I say, can I hug you? Is it okay if I hug you? Like, I don't assume that we can just like start groping and grabbing on people unless I'm on, like a third date and I'm wearing a really short skirt. Get it? Do it. Yeah. Speaking of boundaries, that's kind of what I want to, so that's kind of what last night, at the end of last night's stream, absolutely, Mayor. Third date, I mean, I guess I did say, all right, I'm contradicting what I said the other night. I said 90 days. I meant third date. There is no rules. Okay. No one's wrong. It's no one's fault. Okay. It's not, when you teach a guy to fish, it's a slippery slope. Okay. Everybody keep that in mind. Yeah. Hope between the dreams. I was in the grocery store when this woman said, congratulations to this woman while we were waiting in line. She burst into tears. She had been high risk, just left the doctor. Yeah, exactly. You just don't know. Why would you comment on a woman's body that you don't know? I think here's the thing, guys. I really do think, Katie Fulton, I love you, girl. I do think this is I feel like we're shaming people right now that shouldn't be shamed. Some people, hey, Kat, have to fill awkward silence. Do you ever notice that? I don't mind silence and I can be very reserved. Hey, old Charlie. But I do think there are people that have to fill silence with words. Like, they can't stand it. Hey, David Moreno. So like, some people, I feel like, just say stuff because it's too awkward to be quiet. So they'll be like, when's your baby due? Or, the people who are like, well, we've sure been getting some nice weather. Couldn't have ordered up a better day. Those kind of people. Now, I do it too, but I do it like I'm aware I'm doing it. I usually do it to break awkward silence and make someone laugh. Like, I'll definitely do that. I'll be like, I like the pocket on your shirt. Handy. And then it will get, yeah, Kim is blue. Then it will get someone talking. I I like the bulge in your pants. Fancy. I noticed you weren't wearing a ring. I noticed that too. You know, that kind of thing. You get the balls rolling. Excuse me. I think I'm thirsty again. Let's take a sip. Look at my little boy. Look at this. Is he just like heaven sent?
That's my little boy. Did you know you were my little boy?
Did you know that you're as little as our little tiny Jesus? Take a tiny Jesus, put him in your pocket. Blee, 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 blee. Hey, Cherish High Vibes. Yeah, Denise, I knew that you'd be cool with it. You just you gotta jump in with both feet. Hey, Lumen, you know, if you can't dip your toe in. If you're gonna, if you're gonna be splashed in the holy water, jump all the way in. I know. Renee B, he is everything but the wings. Blimey, I don't recognize you, but welcome in. And he is just so chill. He's the best. That's what I mean, Jan, more or less. Who just walks up and talks about the child inside a person's stomach? You know, I'm all tummy weight. Oftentimes it's Chipotle burrito bowls. Like, back the F up, okay? Hey, Angie Mo. So, what were we talking about? We hadn't really gotten there yet. Hey, baby Lily Pond. Last night, I can't remember who it was, and I feel guilty about this. Was it Tymark? Tymark had a lot of good questions last night, but I don't think it was Tymark either. Hey, Rain. I hope Joe is back. I saw him post on Facebook. The end of last night's stream, somebody asked me, we got into relationship talk, and they said, who do you miss more? Jeff. Oh, that's cute. We'll tell him we said hi. Hey, Celtic Knot. Jeff or Tommy. And I thought that was a, well, thanks, Hope Between the Dreams. I thought that was a fantastic topic. I don't necessarily like, it's not to bring that back up, but it made me think about a couple of things today. I was talking to a very good friend today, and she always makes the best points. Like, she makes really good just observations about, she's very, very observant. And hey, Sarah from Cali. Just about, I feel like the last few streams, we've combined a lot of heavy topics into the last few streams, and I love the substance. I love the topics. I love the substance. Don't get me wrong, guys. I love laughing and I love the lightheartedness of things, but I also, we go deep, we roll deep, and it was Sarasota Blend. Thank you, Saved by Grace. It was Sarasota Blend, but Tymark had a lot too, and so did you, Saved by Grace. Hey, Teacher Mama Life. I like the topics that we discuss that make us think. And I know that you do too, because I'll get a lot of private messages from you after the streams that say, that was fantastic, and here's why. It made me put this into perspective. And there's just nothing better. I sleep better knowing that, like, we untangled some Christmas lights, right? Like, there was a knot that we kind of untangled. We did a little bit of work for the day. Well, Yadira. And the point is, we've done some heavy stuff the last couple of days. The last couple of streams, we've talked heavily about Jenna Miscavige's video and just the effect. And I loved the message. I loved her message there. And just the sadness and working through that, like my feelings about it. And then we've talked a lot about just the heavy topics of Scientology and, my upbringing and things like that. And we've touched on my 2 last relationships. Wanda, I'm actually really glad you weren't here yesterday. Buffy said that yesterday. She was like, somewhere in the world right now, Wanda is vomiting. Like, I'm glad, Wanda, don't go back and watch it. Honestly, don't. Um, Look at my angel.
Oh, he's so special. He's so nice. He's a good person.
You are an amazing person, Finn. I don't know that I've ever known any better. You are so wise. Okay, I used to watch you when you started your channel. Is Jeff no longer in the picture? Oh, Lord, blimey. We got to catch you up. No, I've been married and divorced 4 times since Jeff. Just kidding. No, Jeff and I got divorced about a year ago. Almost exactly a year ago. I think it was around exactly this time a year ago. Jeff and I got divorced. I cheated on Jeff with Tommy Scoville. I don't know if you know who that is. Just a bald guy, just a bald guy that was a bank robber, a bald bank robber, if you will, just your generic average bald bank robber. And then I thought that was like the sun, the moon, and the stars, and we were gonna like reach heaven together. Thought we were gonna like climb the mountaintops and sit up there with cherubs and play the cello. And then that ended up he ended up being something totally fucking different than we thought he was, and sold me on a different story. And then I had to untangle those Christmas lights, and but he could lay the pipe. And so it was hard for me. It was confusing to be like, you're not who you say you are, but you're so damn good at this. It was hard for me for a minute. I had to untangle. Hey, Hope Between the Dreams. Been a little while since I paid my friendship tax. Love to you and Hux and the fur babies. Get a new few clearly Canadians. Oh my God, I almost did yesterday. That's crazy. I looked though, and the price went up at Publix. I hate Publix. I'm so sick of Publix. Anybody who supports it, I'm pissed about. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm still going to go. Every time I get their popcorn chicken, I shit myself. It's delicious, but I shit myself every time. Also, their prices are insane. Clearly Canadian was $2.79 a bottle. I was like, look, I'm a grifter, but I'm not that grifty. Okay. This isn't Rodeo Drive. Okay. This isn't Versace. Thank you for your super chat. Yeah. Yeah. So he ended up not being who we thought. Thank you, Lady O. And then, oh shit. Okay. I got divorced May 31st. So we're coming up on a year. And then we realized, oh my God, the husband was better than this boyfriend. And hey, rocks in a box. And then we realized, oh no, they were both kind of terrible because they both were like super gaslighty and shit. And then we were like, oh no, but now we're not getting laid by either one of them. And both of them were actually pretty freaking good now that we look back. And then we were like, but it's so good to be single, and like, my skin has never looked better. And I think there's something to that, right? And my vagina is cleansing, right? She's cleansing herself. We're both going through a detox. And then we kind of dip down and we roller coaster a little bit, Hey, Sharon HL. And Beth knows photos. She's at Publix right now. Tell them I can't stand them. And then we realized, like Kat says, we tie up the story like this. They ended up being a couple of dick swingers, right? Both were dick swingers. One established a home though, and like married me, took care of me, took me out. The other one pretended and told me shit, but like it never turned into anything. It is true to it. Oh, honey, I have had good. What does that mean? What's this mean? Like boning? Like answering the bone phone? Wanda, I know. I feel sorry for you in this conversation. I thought Jeff was good at it. I did. I know that you probably don't. I wish we could have a conversation about this. I enjoyed myself. I had a good time. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes, Denise. And that's what that did end up happening. Yeah. Ended up being cheaters and liars, pretty much. Yeah. That's sad. Katie misses her ex so badly. July 5th will be a year apart. I'm sorry, Katie. That makes me sad for you. I don't miss either one of those guys. As far as I'm concerned, I kind of was thinking this today. I said this to a friend on the phone today. I was so angry. I had an outburst in my backyard, and I found myself saying, I'm still mad about him. See, I'm not mad at Jeff and I'm mad about him. And I just found myself yelling out into the wilderness toward where the chipmunk resides. And I said, fuck him and everybody that looks like him. And I felt so much better. I was like, I needed to get that off. Just fuck him and everybody that looks like him. Fuck every single fucking person that looks like him. Excuse me. Blimey, I'm surprised that you're still here, quite honest. Oh boy, I've missed quite the saga. I hope you're doing okay. Blimey's like, okay, on that note, I'm out of here and I'm unsubscribing because you made me uncomfortable and the rest of the chat, people are going to leave. Thank you for sticking around, Blimey, and it was good to see you. And if you never come back, I totally get that. Like, I tend to chase people off, right? It's nothing new. It's nothing new. The only reason that these people are here is because they're paid to be here. I buy them and they sign NDAs. So they're grandfathered in. But blimey, I appreciate it so much that you tried. You know, everybody tries. After 2 weeks, says Lady O, of Paula's Choice skincare routine like yours, my skin has improved so much. That's amazing. I was able to stop the rough scrubs on my face. Thanks, Reese. Okay, me too. So the all day exfoliant, the like really light one that you leave on your face, it makes such a huge difference. This is amazing, Lady O. I'm serious. I'm glad that somebody took my advice because thank you for your super chat. I feel like the day I was here to show about makeup, I literally climbed out of a trash can and I was like, let me help you with your makeup and skincare routine. Let me give you advice on relationships because I live in this trash can and I am qualified. Yes, Shay B also loves the Paula's Choice exfoliant. I love it so much. I can't live without it. It's a product I will never live without. So I guess my paycheck is in the mail then. Good to know. Yes, Anna Banana. Correct. And Ghost Rider uses Paula as well. Hey, Shelly Kell. Okay, well, that's different. Christie's Boutique and welcome. That's different. If a pregnant woman talks about her pregnancy to you, great. I just think it's weird to be like, when's your baby due? Like, why are we talking about my body? It's weird. It's odd. Like my sister grew up the opposite of me. I have always been curvy. We have very different body types. Not so much now since she's had kids, but growing up, Brianna, they called her bird legs. Like she's got long legs. I have short legs. She's just very skinny. And people used to say to her all the time, because I remember it, they would go, "You're so skinny." How is that different than walking up to someone and being like, "You're so fat"? It's weird to make a comment about somebody's body. You're so skinny. Like, gee, thanks. Like, I remember when someone was like, "You need to eat, girl." Like, that is such a shit comment. That's no different than being like, "You need to diet." I remember working as an ophthalmic tech. I wore scrubs every day. And this older guy, I did his eye exam, and he goes, "When's your baby due?" I always got that question in scrubs. And I said, "I'm not pregnant." And he went, "You're not?" He said, "Then you need to start doing your crunches, girl." And I was like, fuck you and everybody that looks like you. What did Katie say? I go through phases. I often have to remind myself by going through the box of things he left on my porch. Ooh. But I know there was a solid decade of love there. But like I said, I can't stay stuck there. Katie, that makes me very sad. You know, I have to be honest. It's super rude. Oh, yeah. I love the "you look tired" comments about "you seem tired." Those are the worst too. It's so horrible when people are like, "You look tired." We all know that that's totally another way of saying you look like shit. How does "you look tired"? How does that come across? How does that translate? You look tired. Like, I don't know. I just am more careful about that. I'm not more careful about it. I really don't comment on people's. The only thing I'll do is try to lift someone up. I'll be like, I love that eyeshadow. I'll do something like that. But you'll never hear me being like, "You look tired." That is such a shitty thing. It's very simple to just go, I don't want to say things to someone that I wouldn't want them to say to me. It seems easy. Would you want someone to say that to you? Then don't say it. Hey, Helen Merritt. Yeah, I carry my weight in the front too, rocks in a box. I'm super cute from the back. Like I don't look as chubby from the back. I don't have back fat, but I am frumpy in the front. I am. Mare, thanks for the plug, my love. Let's chat and book the date for June. Congrats to Hux. He's amazing. Love you. I love you, Mare. And I'm glad I got to see you. And I love that picture of you. And I loved the picture that you sent me the other day, too. That little girl's so cute. I love you. Thank you for being here, Mare. And I can't wait to come on. Yes, you should smile more. Okay, so this was, hey, Gogo the Greek. This was kind of the topic I wanted to get into. This is what my friend brought up today, and this pertains to a little bit Scientology, a little bit just everyday life. It's very insulting, Lindy. It's very insulting. It's crazy. So, women, I believe, my friend said this to me, hey, little bubble, I don't think this is true for me. I didn't grow up with dolls and toys. But my friend said to me, women are trained from a very young age not to put ourselves first. And I was like, I could see that. But then she made this point that, see, I didn't grow up on this. She said, we are given from a young age, given a doll, and we are told we have to take care of it. And so, like, and also just like, love you, Mare. I'm so glad you were here. Also, just the expectation of, put on boys and like your wedding and the expectation of growing up having kids. I always admire people who choose not to have children. I love my child, but I absolutely could see myself also going a different route and not having kids and being okay with that. I really admire women who never had kids, who maybe got married, maybe they didn't get married. It's just, speaking of kids, oh, my little boy. Look at my little boy.
My little boy.
Hey, Aspire to Inspire. Interesting, Laura Lou. Understood, Buffy. I just like the choice. I like when women just decide not to have kids. I think that's perfectly okay. And I think society tends to, I love that, Trish O. Society tends to put the pressure on people like you're expected to get married and have kids. I just think it's kind of weird. I love that, Blimey. She says, I'm not having kids. I can't see myself as a parent. I think that it's a weird expectation that like we're supposed to adapt and just want to be mothers and motherhood, and it's weird. It's a weird expectation that I think is put on us. So I always admire women who didn't have kids. I just, hey, Florence, it does something for me. One of my very closest friends doesn't have kids, and I'm like, I love that. I love that. It's kind of neat that you went a different path. Um, yeah, rocks in a box. Tamber June's not having children. Vicky C says, I had a cognition thinking about last night's chat. We talk about your crappy dad not being a good male role model for you, but you didn't really have your mom either, as because a female. That is interesting. I love that, Jane. Do you guys ever wonder even like how I'm here? There is no wonder why people hate me so much. I'll tell you that, because Vicky C is right. I wasn't really raised by a mother or a father, and that's a problem. I didn't think about it that way. I just think about it. I didn't have my dad, but you're right, Vicky C. I didn't have the female side of it either. Just me and George Carlin. I think it's much better to not have kids if you don't want to. My sister has kids because her husband wanted them. She's not a great mom. See, and I think it's okay to say too, this is an interesting topic. I was not going in this direction, but now that we are, thank you, Saved by Grace. I'm going to say something that's very probably controversial. Okay. Everybody sit down. I think it's very expected of us, especially women with kids, to I think that your kids are expected, hey, run the world. I think your kids are expected to be your everything and fill every gap and void. And, uh, you know, I'm nothing without my children. And I disagree with that. And I will say, I'll admit it. Okay. I've never felt, I knew I wanted Huxley. Huxley was not an accident, by the way. I tracked when I was ovulating and I was like, I want a kid. And I decided when I didn't want a kid, when I didn't want another kid. Like we talked about having another kid, and I was like, mm-mm. I really like Huxley, and I don't want to. Hey, Holly Day, I don't want to have to divvy up my time. And my biggest fear was, what if I have another kid and it's a holy terror? I really thought that. That's what stopped me from having another child, because I thought, I don't want to take, like, what if Huxley was so good? He was always so wonderful. He just it's like he just um no, Vicky C, I didn't take it that way. I'm glad you pointed it out. I love when people point out things like that, actually. Um I just thought, hey, Michael Malloy, Laura Lou, I agree with that. I just thought, I don't want to have to, like, what if the other kid takes up all my time and attention, and then I don't, and then Huxley misses out, and he's so wonderful. Like, I don't want to miss that time with him. It really was a fear for me. But here's the thing. This is what's controversial for me. I don't think motherhood is like everybody's strong suit. And I'm talking about mothers, women who have kids. Hey, truth seeker. He is, Jane. Thank you for saying that. I I never felt like motherhood was natural for me. I'll say that. And I still stand by that. I very much treat Huxley, and I always have treated him, hey, Blue Girl, probably yeah, Mandy Harper, probably like very science. I don't know any other way. I didn't know any other way to raise him. I was probably very much, hey, Barbara Waite, like a Scientologist. I treated him like a person, even when he was small. I've always talked to him like a person. And for those reasons, I feel guilt about that, because I think, did he ever get to be a kid? I didn't really treat him like a kid. I treated him, I was never mean to him. I mean, I was very loving and love you, Wanda. I was very loving, but like let me put it this way. So my sister wasn't raised in Scientology like I was. She was raised up in it, joined the Sea Org at 13 or 14, left, I think, within a year, and never had anything to do with Scientology again. That's probably the difference in how we parent. I stayed in Scientology until I was 38 years old. She left when she was 14. And she's now a mother. She has 2 children. And those 2 children are her entire life and reason for living. And I feel sad when I watch her parent, because I think I should have been like that. I love how much she loves her kids. She is such, hey, December, she is such an attentive, loving, like just so, hey, Leslie. I didn't want kids because of my gene pool, mental health issues and addiction, both of which have a huge genetic component. See, I think that's genius. And I was afraid I'd be like my mother and emotionally damage my kid. That is very smart. Like, I admire that decision making. I really do. I mean, yeah, there's something to this too. Elsie says, I think it's better to talk to kids as an adult than baby talk to them. I never did that to Huxley. I just know that, like, my sister is consumed in motherhood. I always kept things, like, I always kept a separate life. Hey, Martin, she is older, true to it. My sister is an older mother. She's 45 and she has a 1-year-old. He's about to be 2. and she has a 4-year-old. But she's an older mother. I mean, I was 24 when I had Huxley. She's 45, right? So there's a difference there. And but still, I'm 40. I'm about to be 41, and if I had a kid right now, I would raise that child the same, most likely. I mean, I wouldn't be all like I was just very kind of treated Huxley like a person. I don't know that that's a was a good thing. I was not cold, but I also wasn't like I see my sister, right? And she's just like, "Ah," and she's so excited and like she's so into it. I definitely kept a separate life. Like I did my own thing. I made sure that I had my own time for myself. And to be honest, Huxley never gave me any issues. He always, guys, even as an infant, he's like, I never had to get up like every, hey, Dawn, I never had to get up like every hour with him. He was like, he slept 6 hours straight, even as like an infant baby little thing. He was just so simple. My pregnancy was a breeze. Like, I always had it really, really easy with him. And I feel bad for people who don't, who have like babies that are colicky. And, I just didn't. Thank you, Lumen. Thank you, Michael Malloy. I just didn't have any issues and I still don't. Like, he's amazing. He's so easy to get along with and he's funny. Hey, Dylan. Yeah, music life, you're right. Having kids after leaving Scientology means we get to be the parents we never had. Oh, Dylan, so true, but even when I was pregnant, like I had a very aware, conscious decision that like I will never treat this child in any way, shape, or form like my dad treated me. Like I was very clear with myself on the boundaries of like, I will tell this child I love him all the time. I will tell this child how proud of him I am. I will never force Scientology on this child. Like I made my own set of rules when he was cooking in my stomach, right? Like thank you, Liz Tricks. That is such a nice thing to say. God gave you the perfect child for your personality. That's true. That's true. Huxley and I are just, it fits, it works. It's just, he's a dream. He really is. He gets me, I get him, and we respect each other. Like, we don't, it's, we mesh very well together. We really do. We respect each other's space. Thank you, Florence. Maybe I'm being too hard on myself here, but like the point I'm trying to make, I don't even know that I would say I don't like the way I parent. I like the way I parent, but it's very different. Thank you, Joanne Hawley. This is what I'm trying to say. There is such an expectation, I feel like, that if you have kids, like they have to be your everything. You have to dote on those children. You have to be obsessed. Like motherhood is everything. Sure, you should absolutely love your children, but there's also nothing wrong with like if you're not obsessed with your children. It's okay. Like it's okay. I think that we don't put ourselves first like we should as women. And so my friend today said on the phone, that's why women, their kids grow up and go to college and like they have the empty nesting and they don't know what to do because they never put any importance on themselves. Now they have an empty space and it's like they don't know what to do because their children was everything in their life. There's nothing wrong with that. It's a good thing. But I also want to point out and validate there's nothing wrong with the women who don't have to be so like my kids are my everything. It's okay to have your own stuff, your own life, have your own interests in things. It doesn't make you bad. And sometimes I feel guilty when I see other parents, if I see it on a movie or if I see it in the real world, I'm like, should I be doing that? I don't talk to Huxley like that. I didn't do that. I wasn't like obsessed with him. I was always like like I remember Huxley wanting to take karate when he was really little. Yeah, Heather. And he did it, and then he did it for a while. He went through like he got through like 5 or 6 little belts, he made it to the next level, but then he had enough. I don't know how old he was, maybe 7, 8, and he didn't want to do it anymore. And a couple of people kind of poo-pooed that. They were like, "No, he should keep doing it. You signed him up, like He has to stay in it. I was like, no, he doesn't. He changed his mind. He doesn't want to do it. And I just remember talking to even Jeff about that. And he was like, so basically, you're teaching him to be a quitter. And I was like, that's not how I see that. I'm teaching him that. I mean, let's put it this way. I always treated him how I would want to be treated. If I don't want to fucking do something that I signed up for and I just changed my mind about after trying it for 6 weeks or 2 months or whatever, I don't want anybody coming to me like, oh no, you have to do it. I was in Scientology. I've been forced enough in my life. If I choose to pull out of something, it's because I chose to. And I always felt that way with Huxley. Yeah, Jeff was that way about scouts, hardcore. He was like forceful with Huxley and Boy Scouts. And Huxley had said, I don't want to do this anymore. And Jeff was like, oh, you have to. You signed up, you're finishing the job. You will become an Eagle Scout. I was like, he's of sound mind. He can make that decision, right? Like I always thought that as he was a little kid. I always thought, well, I don't want to be forced into shit I don't want to do. Why should he? Because he's 7? Like, because he changed his mind? Like, I have to be like, oh, nope, mister. You're going to, like, we don't have to do that as adults in life. What exactly are we teaching there? I don't know. I just always thought that was weird. And I just thought, I do not like being forced. After being in Scientology, I do not like being told you have to do something. That's my like big rebellion. I'm like, I do not. And I won't. Right. So I just don't want that on Huxley. Hey, Tammy. Leslie D. Dylan says we lead by example, walking that line between relating and making sure our offspring meet their developmental stages, providing a safe space for them to work through their ever growing life choices. Yes. Okay. I'm glad you guys actually agree with me on that. Thank you, Dylan. I'm hold on just a minute. I'm going to mute it because I don't know where Hux is. Thank you. It's like really unusually cool outside and I have the window open and I don't want the air conditioner running and it is running. So, hey, Lemster. Okay, I'm really happy that you guys are validating this because I think I'm also just self-conscious because of how many people say what a piece of shit mother I am. I honestly, I don't love going into the topic of motherhood because I know people are going to jump all over it. At the same time, I don't go looking for it. So I can say whatever I want here and feel safe here. I think it's just outside of here, I get nervous. But I appreciate you guys being cool with me about that. I'm going to take this off. I just always treated him like an adult. And I'm not so sure that that's great. I don't know. I worry about when Huxley grows up. I actually worry about this. I worry that he's going to be like in his 30s and we're going to have some talk and I'm going to break down crying because he's going to be like, you really weren't there for me. Or like, you really didn't mother me, like overly mother me. You kind of let me fend for myself or like choose for myself too much. Like, I wish you would have guided me more. I worry about that. I always feel like Huxley's here and I'm behind him. And I'm like, I'm here if you need me. But I don't know if I should have been in front of him, like being more involved and like hovering. I always feel like I want to be behind him, like I'm your support behind you, but you got this. That's how I've always kind of felt with him. But I worry that one day he's going to be like, I wish you would have been more involved. You kind of let me make my own choices. I don't know. I worry about that. In my opinion, Joanne says, good parenting is nurturing them, loving them, keeping them safe, and preparing them for life. That's my 2 thoughts. Thanks, Lemster. I just washed my hair today. I am projecting. Love it. I know Shelly, he doesn't think that now. I'm afraid he's going to think that in like 20 years, maybe when he has his own kids. What if he has his own kids and he's like way more involved and maybe I wasn't involved enough? I don't know. I question myself about this a lot. I worry about it. I'm like, am I not a good mom? And this all started with the Reese is a terrible mother thing. Just so you know, I never questioned that until people started attacking me saying I'm a terrible mother. I've gotten much better. I'm so much more healed from it now than when it first started. Like, it doesn't get to me now. It's just a topic that I don't often talk about. Joanne Hawley, thank you for your super chat and your input on that, babe. Reese, 5 minutes listening to Hux talk tells me that you have done a good job. He's well spoken, driven, and healthy. You're right. I won't even argue with you on that. You're right. Saved by grace. Thank you for saying that. My daughter says crap like that. I ignore her because I was the best mother I knew how to be. She always apologizes, but man, it hurt. Yeah, see, I hope he doesn't do that. I would never, ever do that to my mom. Ever. I respect my mother way too much. Like, I can tell you, there are so many times throughout my life where I have, not a ton. My mom and I get along great and I'm very respectful, but things have gotten heated over the stretch of years where I have wanted to say something and I'll say this to a friend or something and a friend will go, "What'd you say back?" And I'll go, "Nothing." I would never disrespect my mom like that. There are things that I think I have questions about from my childhood, right? Like, I have questions. Sometimes I get a little bit upset feeling. I would never, ever, ever do that to her. My mom made the choices she made because of the situation she was in, and she felt like it was the right thing to do. So I'm not going to come along 30 years later and be like, "You were wrong." That is, to me, so disrespectful. It's like when I was in the bad situation with Jeff in my marriage, and women are like, "Why didn't you just leave?" You don't know what it was like. You don't know what kind of abuse that person suffered. It's like Robin Williams. Everybody thought he was super happy. Obviously, something was going on. So I think it's very unfair to take somebody's decision that they had to make in their past and be like, "Let's pick this apart because you made a lot of mistakes." That is so wrong to me. She did what she felt she had to do. End of story. I was a 6-year-old kid. I don't know why she made that decision, but who am I to come along 30 years later and be like, "You made that decision and it was wrong and here's why." That's I'll never do that to my mother. I would never do that. I respect my mom way too much. It's not right, and it digs up her past and her trauma there. What good would come from that? That's a real question. What good? That's something that she would want to talk to a therapist, a trained professional about. I'm not a person I don't want to rub people's noses in their mistakes. Ever. Ever. I don't want to do that. That's why I get so sickened by this whole YouTube world. Like, total strangers out there make hate videos about me and my past, and this didn't really happen, and this really did happen, and she's a bad mom, and here's why. Good night, Kitty McLitter. It's fucking crazy to me to rub somebody's nose and their past mistakes. Someone who's just coming out of a cult, who's just trying to be vulnerable and share things and get some guidance and some acceptance. No, Renee B. That went off on a tangent, but I really hate that. I wasn't there. Can you imagine hearing somebody's story of their upbringing, of their abusive father or sexual assault or a cult or anything, losing family members, disasters, anything, and being like, "Here's my 2 cents on this, and you were wrong because of this, and you should have done this." Like, what are you doing? What do you think that does to the person inside? That damages them big time. Making people second guess something they can never change anything about. That's wild that you would do that. It's wild. Don't worry. You don't worry if you don't care, even moms. Yeah, Kathy. Thank you for your super chat, babe. Reese, why did you give your mom so much grace and not your dad? Not judging, just curious. What do you mean? Giving my dad grace? Did I give my dad grace? I'm interested in that question. Can you reword it? Thank you, Blimey. Liz, different personalities need different upbringings. Just looking at how well-rounded and self-assured Huxley is all you need to see about your mothering skills. Well done. See, Liz, she solidified that for me. Liz, thank you. Your last comment did too, but thank you. That is really, really kind, Liz. It's a nice thing to say. Thank you. Thank you for your super chat, Liz. That actually makes me think. I really hope. Please tell me I made a note about this. I swear. I made a note about this. By the way, I didn't finish with my notes yesterday. You're a nicer daughter than many. Many want to let their mom hear the questions. It can help them understand and draw you closer depending on what it is. I just don't want to do that to her. I know how my mom feels, and she's very traumatized by that whole situation with my father. I think because I am in therapy and I see how much, hey, Marissa Martin, I see how much a trained therapist, I've always said this, to me, therapy is a trained individual with a toolbox. And they come to you and they say, tell me about that. And you tell them. And they go, so how do you deal with that? And you tell them. And they go, oh, well, you've been using a wrench for that problem your whole life. Actually, you need to be using this screwdriver. Here, let me give you that. That works now, doesn't it? Yes, great. Give me another issue that you've been dealing with. Okay. Oh, well, you've been using a hammer. You need to use this. Like, that's what therapy is to me. I'm not a trained therapist. So, like, I don't think that it's appropriate to lean into subjects that are that heavy when a person sets up a boundary. My mother is very traumatized by her whole that Scientology background with my dad having to leave her kids. It's a very heated memory. I don't feel comfortable being like, what was going through your mind here? Because I have questions, because I feel abandoned. Like, yes, that may be true. I might feel a little bit abandoned. And I probably would have done things differently as a mother now. I'm a mother. I will tell you right now, if a man said to me, because I was standing there and I remember this, I was standing next to my dad's left leg, and my dad's a giant tower of a man, and I was 6 years old. And I remember my mom standing there holding boxes under her arms, and he was basically kicking her out of the house. And she was like, come on, kids. It was nighttime. And he said, if you take these kids, I'll kill you. She left. Now, I'm never going to rub that in her face. She did what she had to do to protect herself. I am a mother now. If Huxley was 6, or if he's about to be 16, if any giant tall man, I don't care if he's 7 feet tall, 400 pounds, I don't care if it's Ed Kemper, says, you try to take Huxley, I'm killing you, then I guess we're going to battle, because I would never do that. I would never leave my child. Never. You'd have to kill me. And it would be worth my life. Like, I would battle my life for that. I have no problem. I'm not afraid of death. I'm not worried about dying. None of that. However, that's her. And I'm very different than my mother. And for whatever her reasons were, or her reasons, and I'm never going to hold that against her. I'm never going to hold that against my mom. My mother has made up the damage so much in my life. She's helped me so much. I got to know her when I turned 18. We became very close friends. It's a very heated subject for her. And I do not want to turn up the heat. I want to turn it down. I want to keep things, I believe that a therapist is the only person that should be dealing with that subject for her. When somebody's very touchy about a subject, why in the world would we go trying to unpack that without the toolbox? I don't have the tools to deal with that with her. I think a trained person should deal with it, but that's her choice. She's a grown-ass woman. I don't hold that against my mom. This makes me a little bit emotional because I do have questions, guys. Don't think I don't. I do have questions for her, but I'll never find the right time because I don't want to hurt my mother. I don't want to make my mother's life harder by making her dig that stuff up. No, Lindy. And my mother has done a lot to help me in my life since then. Doesn't that count for something? That's how I look at it. Like, I do have questions. I would like to know some answers to things, but it's not worth the cost to watch her break down. I don't want to make anybody hurt. I don't want to hurt people. I don't want to dig up things to make things harder on people. Right? So I just think of all the things she's done to help me, and she's done a lot to help me. And I'm very grateful to be here. And I'm grateful to be, hey, Hux, can you let your brother in? I think he's at the front door. I'm just very grateful. Yeah, don't hurt your mom. Why would I intentionally do that? And there's no easy way to do it. There, even if I approached it in a very loving, light way, it would still drudge up a lot of horrible memories for her. And why? Because I want answers? Is that fair? Is that fair to make you go through crying and tears and bring up your past trauma because I want answers? Not really. Why are those answers going to make a difference at this point in my life? When I've made peace with my childhood, I've made peace with my mother. My mother has done huge things for me in my life to help me. Things that I really would have been in trouble, and she helped me, especially my stepdad. Because I want to be selfish and get answers? Because I deserve answers? Like, at what cost? What's the price that you're going to have to pay for that? I just don't want to drag anybody through the emotional mud. Like, I feel like shit is hard enough, and she's the one that has to live with her decisions. She didn't forget. That's the other thing. I learned that recently. Like, I think about this like with my past marriage with Jeff. I think about this with Tommy. I don't know if I would, Shaby. I don't think I would be angry. It's not that it would make my mom angry. It would hurt her feelings. She'd have to be forced to think about those things. It would drudge up sad and harsh emotions that I don't want to put anybody through. But I think about this like Jeff and especially Tommy. I'm never going to get closure with those guys. And I just went blank on what Jesus. I had a whole point to this and I just read a comment and now this happens to me. And this is why I kind of, when I'm talking about heavy stuff, I try not to read the comments. Hold on, let me backtrack. Oh, I got it. Thank God I got it. Okay. This is the other thing I realized this recently. I'd love to have a conversation with Jeff. I really would. I'd like to kind of go through things and like get my questions answered because I got a lot of questions, right? Like, I got a lot of questions about like the gestures and just our marriage that I'd love true, real, non-lying answers about. Why though? It's for selfish reasons. I want to know. Okay, good. So I go through this with myself. I'm like, cool. So you want to know. Okay, good. What's it going to do once you know? What? Anybody? Like, right. He wouldn't be honest anyway. Love and life. I agree. But like, let's say he was, and just hypothetically, people know what they did. We don't have to rub it in. I realized this recently, right? Like, it would probably hurt me even more, Lemster, but like, here's the big picture. Let's zoom out on this, guys. People know what they did. People are, even if it's 30 plus years ago, people know what they did. We don't have to point it out. I don't have to point it out. Hey, Jan, like, I don't need to get those answers and extract that shit out of my mom because she was there. If she wants to talk about it someday with me, I would love to sit down and talk about it. I'm not going to ask her to do that and make her bring up bad memories and feel bad and guilt that probably comes with that. She was there. I was there. She knows what happened. She knows that she left her kids that night. She knows that she did what she had to do. And who am I to make someone feel worse about that? She has to live with it already. And yeah, Sophia, and I think about that with Tommy. Jeff, I'd love to sit down. Yeah, Shelly, and maybe I don't want to know the details. I'd love to sit down with Jeff or Tommy. This will never happen, by the way, but I would love to sit down and get real, truthful answers. But here's the kicker. Here's the joke that I think is actually funny about all this. When we get to the end of our lives, I feel like, no, I don't think she will, Dylan. We are not. Does it matter? Jeff knows what he did. I love when people try to deny things, and we've all done it, by the way. This is not holding Jeff and Tommy, scrutinizing, because I've done it too. We all try to deny, right? We all try to be in denial about things that happened and it didn't go that way and escape accountability, right? The problem is, you were there. You may never admit it out loud. You may never say it out loud. But like, I don't need closure. They know what they did. People know what they're doing. People know what they did. They just do. So when I think about that and I'm like, man, I'd love to get answers out of Jeff on that. I'd love to talk to Jeff about that. Would I? I think I already know a lot of the answers in my heart of hearts. Like, I think I know my intuition. I think I know. Yeah. Thank you, Miss Sunrise Dawn. Love you too, babe. Exactly. And Shelly, you're right. She says it doesn't matter how you live now. That's the thing too. We have to let these grudges go, or grudges, whatever word you want to use. I don't know that grudges. Hey, Time Mark. I don't know that grudge is the proper word. Thank you, Honey Lou. But I would say like hangups. We have to let this stuff go. It doesn't make a fucking difference. It doesn't make a difference. Does it? Like, if you have to know something about your last marriage, like, why? For your own stupid, selfish reasons? Like, what difference will it make right here on May 22nd? Hey, Yorkie mom, it doesn't. In the grand scheme of things, it didn't work out. End of story. Like, I'm trying to work on who I am right now. I want to know more about me. I like this self-reflection path that we're going down, but I want to know more about me. Thank you, Martin. Hey, Rhonda Frank. I don't necessarily need to know about why you did what you did 30 years ago. We have to be okay with not having answers as to why people justified or did what they did or live in denial about it now. That's not the lane that I'm in. And it really doesn't have much of an effect on me, whether you want to talk about something or not. Sure, I was a part of it. Sure, I was there. I was a child, but like, I got to go to my notes. I can't imagine how bad that hurt her to leave her little girls. Exactly. And I bet it did. I bet it was horrifically painful. And I bet she tries hard not to think about it now because it probably makes her feel really bad. Does that make her a bad person? Absolutely not. Does it make her a bad mother? Absolutely not. She has 2 thriving daughters and they have a good mother and we have a good relationship. So it's like, she did what she did because she felt like she had to do that in that moment. How many mistakes have we made because we felt like that's what we had to do? We acted in that moment, that heated point in our life. How many of us look back and go, yeah, I could have handled that differently. I do it all the time. I think about that all the time. I think about my default settings as a Scientologist. Kat says, no one but you on YouTube share their lives at the deep level you do. Wow. You are truly a gift. The topics you're willing to dive into and share, the value is immeasurable. Thank you. Kat, that makes me emotional. Thank you for saying that. I love doing this. It brings me so much. I think the reason that I am so, you guys, you say, like, I figure everybody's doing this. I still do. I'm like, everybody does this. Thank you, Kat, for your super chat. I am dying to know about who I am. And I love, love, love doing it on this live journal. I think that I had Scientology default settings and they're finally flipping, the switch is flipping off. And I'm figuring out who I am with you guys. You guys are coming with me. We're all doing it together. Everybody reflects on something. And thank you, Lemster. Music Life, this has helped you too. Thank you. It just means so much to me to unpack and open things up. Thank you, Florence. And I want to get, I wasted so much time being told who I was, being told who I am. Right? I love that, Cheryl Fraser. And it's important to me to get to know myself even more because I think a lot of me, like, I think about, I got this great, I have some really good notes. We got to discuss this. I have the best quote. And I believe this in my heart. Hey, T. Louise. Yeah, Music Life. Scientology short circuits our ability to reason with things. Dylan's in the chat. Bumblebee, I think, is here too. Scientology short circuits our ability to reason with things. That speaks to me on such a deep level. Thank you, West Coast Fancy Nancy. I don't want to, I say this all the time. I don't want to hurt anybody. People out there paint the biggest picture that I'm this like manipulator, liar, fraud, evil, deceptive, like all these things. I've been those things. I'm not now. There's a difference. And I don't care what people think. Scientology absolutely does that for us. We are trained to just pounce and I was very robotic, Martin, very robotic in Scientology. And I would say up till about a year ago, I was still robotic, right? So it makes total sense to me why I came out of the gate and had problems within about a year, mistreating people, being shitty to people, causing, upsets and not really knowing what friendship. I never had ever put value on friendship. I didn't really know what a friend was. I didn't have the full concept of what a friend was until just recently, because we put zero importance on friendships in Scientology. And let's face it, if you're lucky enough to get a friend in Scientology, it's going to be very conditional. You're going to write reports. You're going to have something in my contact. You're going to write reports, right? You're not a true friend. You can't confide in your friend like you would in the real world because you're going to tell on them. The snitch culture. And Dylan is correct. You were operating on a circuit. It's true. And so I'm enjoying this point in my life so much. And I'm even thankful for my relationship with Tommy. And I'm grateful for my relationship with Jeff because it's taught me things. I'm grateful for all the people that now hate me and say that I'm this horrible person and I treated them so bad because it's taught me a lot. It's taught me more about who I am. And I'm not those things that they say that I am. I was, as a Scientologist, a trained evil Scientologist. I'm finding out more now how human I am, and I don't want to be those things. And I believe people can change, especially if you actually self reflect and take a look at, like, oh, I've done a lot of damage. I've hurt a lot of people. I have to clean this up. I don't want to behave this way. I don't want this kind of bad behavior. Let me look at my other notes because I had some bangers. You know what was interesting? I made a note about this yesterday because I had therapy yesterday. My therapist told me that he has people, we were talking about projecting. Me too, Martin. I'm glad that you're back. We were talking about projecting, like we were our stream yesterday, and he said he has clients or patients, whatever you call it, come on and talk to him, and they will, he said, I wrote this down because I thought it was crazy. And I was like, I got to share this. He said he has people who come in saying, I'm going to project, I'm going to dump all of this on you and lose it. I've had it. And I was like, really? Hey, daughter of the king. I said, really? You have people that do that? He said, weekly. Yeah. I said, you have people that, like, hey, no one. I said, you have people that come in and like flip out and say, like, I'm going to lose it. And he said, weekly. Yes. And he said, it's okay as long as you don't hurt yourself or someone else. He said, or spend too much money. He said, don't direct it at people or animals. I liked that. Like, this is what I love about therapy and people. Like, this is my new partner that I'm going to meet someday. This is what I want. Like, someone who's unpacked. And I think it's actually really genius. If you feel like you need to do that, see, that's not my go to. I don't rage. I don't flip out. I don't lose it. I just don't. But if you're going to do that, I love that you're going to go have a therapy session and say, like, I'm about to have a fucking meltdown and we're going to do this on you. And he said, he goes, that's what I represent. He said, this was interesting. He said, what I represent is people or society as a therapist. He said, I represent other people or society. He said, but this is a safe space to do that. And I thought, that's a neat way of looking at it. And I thought the next time you know how one therapist said, when somebody flips out on you that you don't even know, like if someone in public is like shit to you, he said they're working out. This was a quote. He said they're working out their shit through you. I thought about that quote that he told me about, and I applied it to this. In a lot of ways, guys, we are representing other people or society, especially, for instance, we have total strangers on the internet that do full shows about how evil I am. Never met me once, never talked to me on the phone, never messaged me, nothing. Zero contact ever. Obviously, that represents something else. Like, you don't even know me. That's unhealthy. It's unbalanced in so many ways. It's a reflection on them, not me, right? But in a lot of ways, I feel like I represent somebody or society in that sense. Like, I represent something that isn't within your reality. Does that make sense? Am I crazy saying that? That's how I see that. Well, good, Michael Malloy. I love that. And then I said to him, and I wrote this down. This was interesting. I said, I don't do that to you. When he said weekly, he has somebody melt down weekly. I said, I don't do that to you. I've never done that. And he said, no, you don't have meltdowns. You don't do that. And he said, your go-to, he said, is not hopelessness or helplessness. He said, I have never seen you show any signs, and I wrote this down. He said, of hopelessness or helplessness. He said, I've never seen you do that. And I said, that's a Scientology thing. You'd never see that in a Scientologist. Scientologists are not hopeless or helpless. They would never show signs of that ever. You know what he said? I really liked this. I wrote it down. He went like this. He kind of went. And I said, oh, I love you, Dylan. Thank you for saying that. I would really like to do a stream with you sometime, Dylan. He kind of went like this, because I said that's a Scientology thing. And he went, and I wrote this down because I liked what he said. I said, what does that mean? And he goes, I don't think it's a Scientology thing. Love you, Lemster. I said, you don't? I do. He goes, I think it's a Reese thing. And that was so validating for me. I really liked he did that in the right moment because I was, yes, thank you, Martin. It's that oak tree energy that True to It talked about. She said, you have that oak tree energy. And I appreciated that so much, the strength, right? And I attribute it to Scientology. And so I said that. I said, well, that's Scientology. He said, you never show me signs of hopelessness or helplessness. And I said, absolutely not. You'd never see that. I'm not that kind of person. Love you, Jane. Good night, girl. And I loved that. He said, I think it's a Reese thing. And it was so like, that's what I need in my life. And I mean, coming from me, I need to reach internally for that kind of strength. I need that. I need to tell myself that. We all need to do that. Don't reach externally. You don't need to. Reach internally for that oak tree energy because everybody has it. It's not unique. Hey, Elizabeth Miller. Never True to It. No. And I think it's important. Thank you, Sophia. She says, why you survived Scientology with a soul. And Reese says you are giving too much credit to Scientology because it's what you were taught. Give yourself some credit. Hi, everyone, by the way. Hey, Ree, thank you. I really liked that, though. I never thought about it that way. I always give that kind of credit to Scientology. And I love that he said that. It's a Reese thing. Maybe it is. I kind of doubt it just because everything I know and was trained and taught to think and all of that comes from Scientology. But it is interesting to think about without Scientology, who am I? What was I? I don't know because we were such soldiers. Meredith Lynn, I love your picture. You're discovering your own identity and who you are inside. And it's beautiful. Thank you. Hey, Copper Top. Thank you, Meredith Lynn. This is what I mean. I totally agree with you 100%. I totally agree with this. This is why I don't care if this channel sinks down to 1,000 subs. I don't care. I mean, I'll be sad to see everybody go. That would be sad. That'd be a lot of people, but it is losing subs like crazy. And I hate that. But at the same time, I'm here for a reason outside of subs, right? Outside of numbers. This helps me so much. We have 400 people in here. This helps me so much. It's a verbal journal. I am discovering so much about myself. Yes, Cheryl Fraser, you're infiltrating the real you. Yes, I would agree with that. And that means, and we've talked about this. Side note, just about the subs. I'm really glad, Angel Kate. Thank you, West Coast Fancy Nancy. I've talked about this. Yes, Sophia. Success is whatever you think it is. Success is subjective. There is no definition of success. It's totally whatever you think it is. Whatever it means to you. Yes, Joyce Drager, I'm so glad. So to me, we are already successful here. Wilfred Harry. That's how I look at that. Like, we're already successful here. This is success to me. This is 400 people. It doesn't get any better. Like, I'm totally okay with that. Yeah, Joanne Morrison, and I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about it. Subs can be also like bots, right? Like YouTube, some people are unsubbing for sure, but YouTube does unsubscribe people. It unsubscribes people all the time. Like, I'm not worried about that. It's just success is what it is to you, whatever it means to you. I love that he's helping you see your own worth because of you. Who you are now is not because of Scientology, a man, or anything else. And you are great because of you. Thank you, Time Mark. And I will carry that with me the rest of my life. My future partner, I want us to have our own separate life and successes. Like, I never want to be somebody's everything, and I don't want him to be my everything. I want us to have separate, like, be very separate there, if that makes sense. Like, I'm good on my own. I'm also good with you. Like, we stand, neither one of us is having to fall or hold each other up, right? Like, we each stand up tall. I like that. I like the idea of that. Have you ever, my little boy? Oh my God, he's so cute. Have you ever watched one of your videos to remember good points or discussions? YouTube videos? I have. Well, of course. Definitely, I have. I've gone back and watched videos to try to find certain comments. I've gone back and watched videos for different things I've said to try to remember what I said, but not as much as I used to. I don't have as much time to do that anymore. And honestly, I don't really want to. Like, I don't love watching myself. It's not a thing for me. But I will love you, Diana H. I will if like I say, if there's something I'm looking for specifically, if I'm like, where did I say that? Or I want to see this comment that was made. Yeah, things like that. Elizabeth Miller. You make us feel special, baby cheese. Martin calls me baby cheese. And you don't even try. That's success. We all feel special to you. I love you, Martin. That is such a nice thing to say. And I agree. That's a good definition of success. Making people, I say this to Huxley all the time. I actually got into an argument, light argument, like it would even be called an argument. I love you, Kay Thompson. You're a fabulous speaker. I never leave your lives without something that helps me. You help me unravel difficult situations, and I now have tools in my toolbox. Respectfully, a friend. I love you. That is such a cool thing to say, Kay Thompson. You've been with me forever. This is what I mean. Like, there are certain people. If there's 1,000 left in here, I know Kay will be one of them. Thank you, Kay. And I love that. It makes me so happy. It makes me so happy. You guys don't understand. Like, I wish I would have been a therapist. Honestly, it makes me so happy when someone says, you helped me or you inspired me. This is what I want to do with my life. I hope this is sustainable. I'd like to take it outside of YouTube. I don't know yet how I'm going to do that, but it's so meaningful to me to help people and inspire people. I love it. It means everything. Hey, Noreen, Success Tax, you're awesome. Thank you, Noreen. And you're awesome too, babe. Thank you for your super chat. I love you, Noreen. I almost had a tiny argument the other day. So my stepdad, I call him my dad, but he's my stepdad, and I were talking. We were talking about Huxley and good night, Lindy. And I've always said this to Huxley, always, since he was little. I've always said to Huxley, look, I hope you go to college. I hope you get like a super education. It's important. I made it to 9th grade. So like, I tell him what I know, but like, I can't say you need to go to college like I did. I just hope that he does. I hope that Huxley is able to really be financially well off and be happy in whatever it is he chooses to do. But I do hope he goes to college, right? But I've always said to him, but outside of any education, and guys, you may disagree with this. My stepdad kind of did, but he is huge believer in education. He has his master's in business. He is a super successful businessman. But I have always said to Huxley, college is great, but nothing will get you further in life than manners and being polite and kindness. How you treat people will carry you way further than any degree. Now, nobody ever told me that. I came up with that on my own. I'm sure other people say it too, but like, that's not because someone said that and I say it. I have always said that to him. How you treat people. I have a cat hair in my mouth. Oh, it's like a ghost hair. I can't find it. It was like wrapped around a tooth, I think. I got it. Okay, that freaked me out. Yeah, I love this. People always remember how you made them feel. Yes. That's true, Renee B. So how you treat people though will always, always, in my opinion, guys, this isn't a fact, it's my opinion. But I've always said, as long as I can remember, I think I started telling, hey, Alabama Rose, you came back again. It's your third time. Welcome. Oh, that message is very telling of your upbringing. Hugs. I just think it, I love, nothing makes me happier than making someone feel seen and heard. I was at Publix yesterday and Victoria was the girl who was the cashier. And for the first time, I didn't have anyone bagging my groceries. So I did it while she scanned. And I was like, are you new, Victoria? I haven't talked to you before. And she's like, yeah. So I just got out of school and we went on and on and on. I always, always try to make people feel seen and heard. It's just a thing for me. And I always try to have good manners. Now, I don't always apply that either. When someone's an asshole, I match their energy and then I feel bad about it. But yeah, LC. So I say that to my dad. I said, I've always told Huxley this. And I said, degree, college, education is great, but manners will get you further. And he was like, what? He said, what did you just say? And I repeated myself and he was like, and he disagreed. And he said he needs to have the education to go with it. And I said, of course he does. I'm not saying he doesn't. I'm saying to me, manners, respect, kindness trumps a degree in life. You will get further, right? So then I made a point that I never thought about that. I said, look, I'm sorry, but educated people who are assholes don't get my time of day. So just because you went to medical school, guys, remember my German doctor who said everybody's fat? Sorry, Sophia. I fired her. I have an appointment with a new doctor in 3 weeks. No, 5 weeks. And I told him that. And he said, you make a good point. And I said, do you know how many doctors I've fired because they had shitty attitudes and bad manners? They're a dime a dozen. I'm sorry. That's not to be disrespectful to educated people. But if you have shitty manners and you treat people like shit and you have some huge degree, guess what? There's going to be somebody else a block away with the same degree that treats people respectfully. And I'm going to give them my time. You know how many doctors I've fired because they were rude? Do you know how many attorneys I've met where I was like, oh, no, I'll get another one. And he said, that's true. I said, everybody has a fucking choice, man. Everybody has a choice. So just because you went to school for 10 years, so did the other guy with the kindness and the manners down the road in that office building, and he's going to get my business. Everybody has a choice. And just because you have a degree does not give you the right to be a total asshole or entitled or rude to people or be a know-it-all. Because I have met some of the kindest doctors that sit and give you their time and their patience and they listen. That's who's going to get my health and my money and my, I don't get that. We all have a choice. It's not like there's one lawyer in town and one doctor that you have and he totally agreed with me on that. He was like, you're right. And I said, yeah. So anybody can get an education, but not everybody has manners and patience and kindness. No, Kestrel, I ended up not liking that doctor because she told me because I'm diabetic, I'm a well-controlled diabetic. My last appointment with her, she wanted to put me on a high blood pressure medication. I've never had high blood pressure. My blood pressure was 120 over 80. And she wanted to put me on a statin, even though I don't have high cholesterol. And she wanted to do that. She said the high blood pressure med will be to protect your kidneys one day. And I said, is there something wrong with my kidneys? And she looked at my blood work and she said, no, your kidneys are fantastic. And I said, why would we put me on 2 drugs just as preventative? And she was like, yeah, you need to be on it. And I was like, oh, I'm done. Mm-mm. My doctor in Kansas City never mentioned that. I've been a well-controlled diabetic for a long time. That's insane. So I disagreed with her and I didn't like her attitude about calling everybody fat. So I have a new doctor's appointment with a guy and I'm not about to start medication that I don't need. I don't have high blood pressure. That's bizarre. I'm not going to be on something that I don't need. It doesn't make any sense to me. Um, so I'm doing my homework and I'm going to see somebody else and get a second opinion. And that's the point. We have choices. And so to me, you can always go get a degree. You can always go get an education. I think that's a beautiful thing. And I hope my child does that. But not everybody with a degree who makes $1 million a year is a kind individual. And maybe people don't want to work with them. Maybe people don't want to be their coworkers, their family, like because they're shitty and they treat people poorly. So to me, and he agreed. Once I broke it down for him, he was like, "You're right." I said, "Do you have any fucking doctors I have gone, nope, no bedside manner, rude, thinks they know everything." Like that lady. I mean, the doctor that I started seeing here in Tennessee, was she Russian? She was Russian. And she was like, be careful what, hey, Michelle P. She was like, be careful what you eat here. She was like, everybody in Tennessee is fat. And I was like, wow, kind of tells me what you feel about your patients, like about human beings. What, I mean, that may or may not be true, but like, is that how you like, look, just because you're a doctor doesn't make it okay to say that. Have a little respect for your fellow mankind. I don't know. It's very unprofessional. Hey, B Willow 5. So we have choices. And just because you're a dick swinger with a big degree, right? And you went to medical school or you're an attorney, doesn't give you the right to be very rude and impatient and impolite and not have manners. To me, I believe every word of what I've told Huxley since he was 4 years old. Manners and being kind to people will get you way further. And I said that too to my stepdad. I said, so when you get out of medical school, the person who's kind is going to get the job. Don't forget that too. Just because you have a hell of a degree doesn't mean the guy next to you doesn't too. That doctor is going to get the job if they're kind and they're hey, Chris Sheehan, thank you. That's always how I've felt. Like just because you have a degree doesn't mean you're going to get the job if you're an asshole to people. No one's going to want to work with you. Right? Like, and we can just go get another doctor. You can always go get another attorney. You can always go get somebody else that is going to treat people with respect. I've just never understood that. What day did you talk about Jenna's video? 2 streams ago. It was 2 streams ago. Yeah, blimey. I mean, education does not hey, I like your new picture, West Coast Fancy Nancy. You look cute. Education does not equal people skills. I've never understood. Guys, I worked for doctors for 12 years and I have the most respect for doctors. I've always admired them. I'm like, it's amazing to me that you went to school for that long. It deserves a lot of respect, in my opinion. But again, I've worked for some amazing physicians, some amazing surgeons, and they were so kind, like gave me huge bonuses and just really appreciated me. And I've also worked for complete asshole doctors. I've had doctors literally say, I've not me, but I have witnessed it when we hired new people. I would be the trainer a lot of times. And I've had doctors be like, "What are you, stupid?" Like I've had doctors say that to new people. And I'm like, I can't, like, you may be a genius being a doctor, but you have zero social skills. And I wouldn't trade that any day. I would rather have good social skills and be kind than make 100, 200 grand a year doing what you do. Because I would hate walking around being a shithead and barking at people just because you're a doctor. You don't deserve that kind of respect. Everybody should be treated. I couldn't believe it. But luckily for me, I loved working for doctors, but you'd occasionally get a new guy or a new girl that just was absolute junk, garbage, rude to people. And it's like, nobody's going to want to work with you. It's the same as Hollywood. I've heard like certain actors, like, these are millionaires, famous people, like they won't work with them because they're so rude. Do you guys remember the video when it was during COVID and Tom Cruise flipped out on the staff? Do you remember that audio? That was crazy. I will never be talked to that way. I got in trouble once at a doctor's office because I was arguing with a woman on the phone because her prescription had expired. And she was like, well, just do it anyway. Do it anyway. And I was like, well, I can't. Your prescription has expired. You'll have to come in and get an eye exam to renew. We can't order. She wanted to order contacts. And I was like, your prescription expired. It had expired like 2 years ago. It wasn't like yesterday. And I remember being on the phone with this woman and I was pissed. Hey, Violet Butterfly. Thank you for saying that. And I was pissed and I had had enough. And I never flip out on people, but I had had enough. And this woman said to me, she goes, what are you, stupid? She said that to me on the phone. And she goes, are you educated at all? She was like, I want to know your background. She was like, are you educated? And I was on the phone with this woman and I said, you will not talk to me that way. You will not speak to me that way. And I hung up on her. And I almost got fired for it. I got in huge trouble by the doctor. The owner of the practice was like, you will never say that to our patients. You will never tell a patient you can't talk to me that way. And I was like, okay. It was weird. It was really weird. Like but I've had doctors like that, So yeah, it was weird. She really crossed the line. She was like, I remember this woman. She goes, what are you, stupid? She was like, are you educated at all? And I was like, okay, so we're done with this conversation. Like, that's not going to happen. Yeah, it was crazy. But people get like that. People when they don't get what they want, they throw fits. You've all seen it in public. People, the bigger the fit, the more they're going to get their way, is usually how that happens. The patient isn't always right. The customer is not always right. And I feel so sorry for people in the service industry. I really do. I try to be extra nice. I always tip anybody. Anytime I go out to eat, I tip a lot. I really try to tip a lot. I try to tip at least like 30-40%, especially if it's just me and Hux, because it's not like I'm at a fancy steakhouse. Because they're working for tips and usually they're very, very good at what they do. And I just feel bad for people in the service industry. I really do. It's hard. And not just, I don't mean like my friend Michelle, she's on the phone all day as a customer service rep. She has like mental snaps because people are so rude to her on the phone. And that's similar. No, Castro, you can't. That's similar to YouTube and social media. People do the same thing. They're so brave behind their keyboards. And that's how I feel for Michelle. She's on the phone with people as a customer service rep for like a credit card company. And she will tell me she has like almost mental snaps because she's done with her shift and people just tear her down. People say the worst, most mean things. People do that when they're driving. They're brave in their cars. They're brave behind the keyboard. They're brave behind the laptop. It's stupid. It's crazy, right? Like, it goes back to what I tell Huxley. Manners and being polite will get you everywhere. It will get you everywhere in life. Just treating people. I don't care if you're a janitor or a doctor, like treating people kindly, you will get far. Hey, Lee Sane, are you still in Italy? It does, Time Mark. And guys, by the way, I'm not preaching here. Okay. I'm not like, and listen to me because I'm better than everybody. Like, I have been crazy rude to people. I have been the person who's rude, right? Like, I haven't ever flipped out on someone, but I have been rude on the phone. And by the time I'm done, I always go, I am so sorry. This wasn't your fault. And I'm a shit. Like, I have done that. Now, I haven't done it in a long time, but I'm just saying, like, we're all guilty of it. I'm not sitting here trying to say, like, Have manners, because I've never made a mistake. Like Lydia. Lydia's never made a mistake. I have. Thank you, Shelley. She says Huxley is a good egg. You did good, Reese. Thank you. Yeah, and this is this old saying, you catch more flies with honey than vinegar, but I've never quite known why we want to catch flies. Good point, Kestrel. My daughter is a CS rep for V-Shred. People are still rude to her. There are days she wants to throw her computer through the window. Yeah, it's because people are badasses. She'll be coming in, Kim is blue. Working for the public is one of the hardest jobs in the world. It's because people think they're well, guys, what did Tommy tell us? Timmy. Huxley told us, Timmy Tough Knuckles. Why did I say Tommy? We know why. Timmy Tough Knuckles. That's who they are. Dangerous Dannies. Huxley? What's the other one you made up yesterday? Jimmy Jackass. Hey, Miss Mary. Guys, people are a bunch of Timmy Tough Knuckles and Dangerous Dannies and Jimmy Jackasses when they're on the phone, when they're in their cars, when they're behind their computers. There's some Timmy Tough Knuckles out there. Jimmy Jackass. That's what we're dealing with. Bunch of Dangerous Dannies, guys. Although we have to do it in the cellist voice. Timmy Tough Knuckles, the cellist, Dangerous Dannies. Yeah, give me a look at this though. Jimmy Jackassery. Look at my little boy. Hey, my boobs look pretty good. I actually don't look fat. Like, look at that. It's an optical illusion and my fupa is down here, but like, look at that. I have like a shelf. Look at this. Is everybody else seeing this? Don't look at the cat. Look at these. Now, that's all bra, but still. Wow. Like, look at how it like edges off here and then it's flat. It's not really flat. Like I said, my fupa is here, but like still, wow. Oh, hey, Finn. Forgot you were there. Maybe I'll get a boyfriend. If you guys know anybody, if your dad or your grandpa is single, please. Mods, can you put my email in, please? Hey, Katie did it. You came into I was trying to show off my tits. From above with love. Always the best angle, Reed. I love that. From above with love. Yeah. My tummy looks flat, Leanne Woods. It's not. It's gravity. My little boy. Finny. Guys, this really... Thanks, Kat. Look at this. Seriously, look at these two. I mean, honestly, that's not bad. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. But look at him. Hey, Jason P. Thanks for putting it up. Oh, look at your little squeakies. Oh, my God. He just... Oh. Oh. Tits and teeth. Tits and teeth. Look at that. Oh. You guys, I love him so much. I know Kim is blue, but he needed to be woken up. He's a baby. We needed to wake up the baby. Is that Finn voice just too weird? Where did it come from? It just organically happened. My little boy. He's a baby. It's weird. You all just have to adjust to it. Please don't unsubscribe over that. Unsubscribe over the fact that I just flashed my tits. Boyfriend soon. Marissa Martin. Where am I going to find him? I don't want to do a dating. He says, I'm right here, lady. I don't want to do a dating app. That's hilarious. Kay Thompson says Huxley should design a comic book with his characters. That's a great idea. That's funny. Where am I going to find a boyfriend? I don't want to meet somebody online because it's probably not safe. I know, Kat. He is such a love bunny. Jimmy Jackass. Tampa. Jimmy Jackass entered the chat. We got a Dangerous Danny, everybody. Look at him. Oh, Kay Tom said, I wish you could do this right now. He's so lovey. Oh, Finny, why can't we sleep together? Alabama Rose, he's so cute. Is Publix near the popcorn in Publix? Oh, no. Go to Publix looking for a boyfriend and it never works out. Yeah, Marissa Martin, I just want to meet a boyfriend or just like a right now. Like, I just want to go on. Oh, he's kissy. My little boy. It's weird. I'm certainly not going to get a boyfriend with that voice, too. He's going to be like, so that's the other thing. Like, how am I going to tell him how many cats I have? I'm going to be like, I have this one cat named Finn, and he's my little boy. Like, I'm going to be at a dinner date, and he's going to be like, oh, you have cats? And I'm going to be like, yeah, I have a cat named Moose, Seamus, Kid, and then I have this new one that's my son, and his name's Finn, and he's my little boy. Like, that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to be like, I'll have a Shirley Temple, please, extra cherries. My little boy. Like, he's going to be like, can we get this to go? It's going to be so awkward. That's what's going to happen. Truth Seeker needs my email. Hey, Haggis Basher. That's right, Violet Butterfly. Yeah, I have 4. Is that going to chase a man off that I have 4 cats? And then he'll meet Finn one day and I'll be like, welcome in, come on in. Yeah. So this is the living room. And I'm going to be like, and this is my little boy. And he's going to be like, oh, you're doing it again. It's never going to work out. I should have stayed with either Tommy or Jeff because I'm never going to get a boyfriend. Like, the time has passed. Hey, Jelly Bean Beauty Queen, like, they're grandfathered in. No one's going to love me. Yeah, Finn Tourette's. Oh my God, Heather Landau. That's what's going to happen. He's going to come over and I'm going to be like, this is Gertie. And this is my little boy. That's what's going to fucking happen, old Charlie. And then he's going to ghost me. And then I'm going to finally like run into him somewhere. I'm going to get a hold of him. And then I'm going to be like, what happened? He's going to be like, your creepy voices happened. And I had to get the hell out of there. That's what's going to happen. I'm going to be like, so yeah, we live out in the country. As you can see, it's a beautiful view. Can I get you something to drink? And then he's going to come inside and I'm going to be like, and here's Gertrude, but today she goes by Luna. I've been calling her Luna, by the way. Her new name is Luna. I don't know where it came from. I'm going to be like, do you want something to drink? It's hot in here. Just take this off. And then I'm going to be like, and this is Luna. Her name's Gertrude, but she goes by Luna. And then I'm going to be like, and this is my little boy. I'm going to be fucking single forever. For the foreseeable future. Like, now it's actually making sense to me why my mom's like, you're going to have a hard time finding a boyfriend. It makes total effing sense. Finn Tourette's. Yeah, I have Finn. That's what it is. It's Finn Tourette's. I'm like, hey, everybody, welcome in. Welcome into the chat. I'm like, oh, Sassy Savage is here. Oh, my little boy. Fuck. Reese, don't say such things. All the more reason to love you. That's part of your quirk and makes me love you. Yeah, well, you're a girl and you're really hot, Katie Fulton. So women are always way more understanding and loving with this kind of shit. Yeah, voiceover. That's what's going to happen too, Katie. Speaking of voiceover, I'm going to be like, and then when he leaves that night, my date's going to turn around and leave, by the way. And I'm going to go, bye, buddy. Hope you find your dad. Bye, buddy. That's what I'm going to do, just to make it even more weird. And his name, hopefully, will be Buddy. I'm going to be like, bye, buddy. Standing on my front porch. Bye, buddy. Hope you find your dad. Bye, buddy. Hope you find your dad. And be like, and this is Luna. Today she goes by Luna. My little boy. Damn it. I can't stop. And he doesn't even exist yet. Like, I'm doing it to you guys and he's not even in existence yet. Imagine how fucking weird it's going to be when he actually exists. Like, it's going to be 10 times this shit. Damn it. Should have just stayed with Jeff. Son of a bee sting. At least he knew I was weird. Kay Thompson says, my cat's name is Luna. How many voices are in there? True to it. It's true. Bye, buddy. That's what I'm going to do when he leaves and he never comes back. I'm just going to be like, well, it's already weird, right? Might as well keep going. Bye, buddy. Oh, yeah. And then when he leaves, I'm going to be like, well, we tried, right? And he's going to be like, we sure did. See you later. Don't call me. I'm going to block your number. And then I'm going to be like, take a tiny Jesus, put him in your pocket. Dee 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 blee blee blee. Blee 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 blee. Dee 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 blee blee. Oh yeah, I forgot about that one. No, not the gumdrop buttons. Damn it. Too weird. Katie Fulton. How many voices are in there? You creepy ass fucking schizo. What the hell? What's going on? Jekyll and Hyde. That's going on. My little boy. You're choking on a pickle? That's dangerous as shit, Haggis Basher. Sometimes that can be a good thing, though, if you're choking on a pickle. You know what I mean? I've choked on a pickle or two myself. Miss that. I could, Ree, but I'm not going to. Kestrel's frightened, as she should be. Makes total sense. Yeah. Not the gumdrop buttons. I agree with this. You lost your mind, Reese. Yeah. I think that happened before today, though, to be honest, Cliffan. Limited to 2 voices, slowly introducing the others. What about faces? Can I do that? What if I'm like, and then I do the Busey face? I'm going to be like, welcome in. Come on inside. Damn it. It's never going to happen. I should have just fucking stayed with Jeff. I should have stayed with Jeff just because. Damn it. At least. No, that's not true. I'm okay being single, right? It's cool out here. Is it? Is it that fun? Not the cellist. Not the cellist. Not the cellist. Bubsy? What are you doing over there, Bubsy? My little boy. It's Tourette's. It's truly Finn Tourette's. Haggis Basher loves being single. I think I do too. I think I do. For the most part, I enjoy it. I like not having to overthink anybody else's bullshit text. I certainly like not having to argue with stupid assholes that look like stupid assholes because that's what they look like. They look like stupid assholes. And fuck everybody who look like them as well. I don't want to deal with any stupid assholes. So you know what? I think I do like being single. Every time I talk about my exes to my friends, I'm like, they're a bunch of stupid assholes. That's like my thing. I say it all the time now. But today I was talking about him specifically and I said, fuck him and everybody that looks like him. And I felt so much better when I said it. It's terrible. I know that's a potty mouth thing to say, but just try saying it to the outdoors. Say it to the wilderness. That's what I did. I was looking at a tree. I was on the phone with a friend and I said, you know what? I was like, fuck him and everybody who looks like him. Yeah. And I don't miss paying for things. Yeah, that's true too. That's true too. Single is good. Please write a book, Reese. It's totally fine. Everything's fine. We're fine. Thank you. Katie and I are fine. Yeah, go yell to the wilderness. I talk to the cows personally. My little boy. He likes the window open. Please write a book, Reese. Just write it just like you were sitting down talking to us. Informal, funny, insightful, serious, educational. Just like you open a chat and talk to us. That could be hard to do, okay? But I will do my best. One of these days, girl. One of these days. But it could be creepy. And I don't think anybody would buy it. Kim is Blue is the only person that's going to buy a copy. Amy Edge says, I live on a golf course. Fancy. And I always have my bedroom window open. And I sometimes wonder what people must think when they walk by my house when you are on. I feel sorry for you. I'm sorry, Amy Edge. I apologize in advance, but I'm not for everyone. If I write a book, that should be the title, according to my mother. Thank you for your super chat. Thank you for paying me to say that. I'm not for everyone. And Kim is Blue will be first in line. I am not for all of you. I'm not for everyone. How is Jeff the yoga bull? So I think Jeff got moved. Here's what's really sad. And I remember they did this last year. They have to take all the baby cows. They came and took them last week. And they have to like wean them. So they come and move the cattle around. And for like 48 hours straight, the mother cows just scream into the wilderness. And it is so depressing. Like I literally am like, I cannot listen to this. It is so sad to listen to. They're just calling for their babies that have been moved to another land. Thank you. So I'll sell 2 books. If I write a book, I'll sell 2 books. Sarah from Cali will be the second person. Thank you. Sophia likes my weirdness, and I love her weirdness, my sweet little German. The dumpster fire is all mine. Reese is only part of my pain. F all these people. F, anybody that you don't like anymore, just say it. Just say it out loud. Say their name. So just say, fuck. Let's just make up a name. Ralph. And everybody that looks like Ralph. You'll feel better. Time Mark, that's so kind. You'll feel better. I promise. You're going to feel a lot better. It is sad, Kat. Ellie says you have a great, fun personality. Look, I appreciate that. But again, Ellie's a female. Like, how am I going to get a boyfriend? Men don't like that kind of shit. Thank you, Kay Thompson. You guys do. Katie Fulton likes me, like, right? I appreciate this. But how many men do you know that are going to be like, I like that. I like how fucking crazy you are. I like how you're absolutely unhinged and unsafe. I'm really attracted to that. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen for me. Truth Seeker says, you have a great sense of humor and are very authentic. Great combination, relatable, Reese. Thank you so much, Truth Seeker. By the way, before we end, I titled this Poison in a Pretty Glass because it's a lyric from one of my favorite songs. Pardon me. It's a lyric from one of my favorite songs. What are you guys doing? What are the ones for? I love that copper top. But I was thinking about like the idea that I could never be myself because I was already like packaged up into a Scientology package. And to me, that's like poison in a pretty glass. It's all like, we thought it looked good, right? Like we believed it. We thought it was great. It's poison. I love and adore you. And men would be delusional not to, but they don't, Katie. They don't. It's never going to happen for me. I love you, Shelly. I need to go back to Home Depot. How did you get a boyfriend before? Let's see, Fred's funeral. And then I just cheated on my husband with a YouTube guy. That was it, Cheryl. I'm waiting for the right guy. Well, where is he? Angel K, are you in the Facebook group, Angel K? Where do we find out about the meetup? Angie Mo, are you still in here? We're thinking about the last weekend in June, Angel K. Bring your dad. You know what that's about. Guys, this was fun. I feel like we kind of went all over the place. We made some good points though, and then we kind of nosedived like we normally do. And I start feeling sorry for myself like I normally do. And I get depressy and stressy. And like, I like being single, but like, I don't want to be single for the next 10 years. This is your first live? Oh my God, everybody. Hey, Carrie Ann. Marlene Brunkard. Happy I made my first live. Welcome in, girl. You're really cute. I hope this isn't your last live. I hope that you come back. I'd love to see you again. Thank you for being here. Guys, please hit subscribe. How did I meet Fred? I met him through my job, Professor Kakan. Good question, though. The right one hasn't come by. I recently read somebody said, I find someone to match your crazy. It's true. I just don't know that I'm going to find that. I don't think men are as crazy as I am. Someone told me that I was crazy today. It's probably true. We will not meet a man sitting in our house. That's true, but I go to Publix all the time. I go to Publix all the time to try to find him. He's never near the popcorn chicken like I think he will be. And don't think like I'm not walking. I don't look at my phone. I make eye contact with every man out there. Of course, they can probably tell every time I see a guy, if he's cute and I'm attracted to him, I always check his ring finger before I make eye contact. I'm like, hi. Deanna, I'm always making eye contact all the time. It's probably too much. It's probably too much teeth. I'm like, it's too much. I need to slow that shit down. It's like tits out, teeth out every time. I'm like, hi. It's way too fucking overkill. Next time I'm in public, I need to try it and just be like, what about that? That just looks like I'm trying to poop. It looks like I just woke up in the middle of the night and I have to pee and I don't know where I am. Sometimes that happens if I'm like deep REM sleeping. I'm like, I'm sure I'm going to be fucking single forever. Nobody's going to want to put up with this. Nobody. Like, I'm looking at myself right now going, can I get a different body? Like, this is awful. I don't want to hang out with you anymore. Why do you guys choose to be here? I don't understand. I'll try less teeth. Yes, Cliff Ann. Let me try this. Wait, what if I just do the Midwest smile? Huxley and I make fun of that all the time. When you see someone in the Midwest, it's awful. No, I'm not doing that. Let me just do less teeth. Less tits? Should I just be like, wait, what about if I do Gary Busey teeth? What if I lose the top lip? That's terrifying. I hope someone screenshot that and uses it for a hate video. Let me do it again for you. Did you get it, haters? I'll do it one more time. One more time. Get it this time. Use that as a hate video. I better see that shit on a thumbnail. I swear to God, I will tune in. All right, so less teeth. Oh my God. Saved by Grace. Can you imagine running into that in the middle of the night in the dark? I should try that if I ever get abducted. Like if I'm ever walking to my car in a parking garage and I start to get abducted and he grabs me, I should be like, you know, that dude would be like, holy shit, never mind, forget it. He's like, forget it. Are there cameras in here? Let me give you some money. I am so sorry. I thought you were somebody else. I'm so sorry. Try that. Make a terrifying face. Just be like, you know, that dude would run for the fucking hills. You would not get abducted. I should write a book about that, honestly. Yorkie mom, Pam, thank you. Call it off. Call it off. He'd be like, forget it. I don't want to do this. He'd drop the knife and shit. He'd be like, never mind. Never mind. I don't want this shit in my basement. You're fucking cursed, lady. No way. Looks like a clown. Looks like something like Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Yeah, we got to let Adam go. We got to let him go. Topsy. Call Adam. You're crazy. I would rather paint my house with a Q-tip. Yorkie mom, that is so kind for the hot sauce packets. Thank you, babe. Thank you. I love when you guys gift memberships. That's terrifying, Martin. I think that's going to be too much for this crowd. Game over. That would be crazy, wouldn't it? Give it a try. Make this scary. Holy shit. We have some aggression here from Marissa Martin. I can't stand Adam. She says he's kind of dicky. He'd be a good wingman. Well, Adam would definitely keep you from getting abducted. That dude was like a phone pole. You know what I mean? I bet that dude could lay the pipe. I think I'm just thirsty. Love you, music life. Love you, music life. That was a lot. I can't believe we're still talking about Adam either. I wish you guys would let this shit go. I wish you. Adam was a blip in time. He was a blip in time. I'd rather trap my tits in a toaster. Holy shit. We need to do an I'd rather video sometime. Angel K, that's a little too old, unfortunately. Meredith Keith forgot all about Adam. Like, we need to let him go. We've got to let that go. Oh my God, Grandma Sunshine Dragon grew up in North Platte, Nebraska. Midwest Smile, you nailed it. It's so true. That's the Midwest Smile. It's true. Adam seemed social, but there was something off. Yeah, like he was ghosting me. That was off. Adam was he was this. Try it. Try it. If anybody starts to get abducted, let's hope you don't. But if something terrible happens, just do that face. I'm going to try it, you guys. Like, can you imagine in like a dark parking garage getting abducted, being like, that dude would be like, forget it. Ma'am. He'd be like, he'd like pick up my purse. He'd be like, I could not apologize deeper for what I've done. Like, I am saved and I've found the Lord. I am so sorry. And I will not be a criminal anymore. That's what would happen. You accidentally shut your nipple in your laptop. That's the worst thing I've probably heard so far in 2025, Lori Lee. Thank you for sharing that with the crowd. That's absolutely awful. It sounds horrible. And I hope that never happens to me. Adam forced his way into your live stream. Kind of by accident. He was 6'5". Yeah, he'd be like, please don't hurt me, ma'am. Yeah. Adam was dicky, you guys. You don't say, do you guys remember? Do you remember? I was like, I hope I hear from you. And he was like, oh, you will. Do you remember that? He was like over the top nice to me. You know what I think happened? I think Adam went and watched some streams and was like, oh, not this bitch. Because I think he did like me. I think he did like me for like the first 10 minutes. And then I think something happened. And I think that him is blue. He had no idea what he was walking into. I feel like probably he did what all men are going to do. Anything with a penis is going to do at this point is they're going to run for the hills. They're going to hightail it out once they watch my stream. That's why I don't want to tell people I'm a YouTuber. I don't want to say anything. I'm just going to be like, I work for Google as of right now. I'm hoping to get promoted. I don't want to tell people. They're going to go watch our shit. And that's not fair, right? To judge us on that. It's not fair. Okay. I'm trying to practice my damn smile. Get out of the country and go find a big city man. I agree with this so much. I'd like to find an attorney. I feel like I would do well with an attorney. I just am afraid that he's going to be like, you're not educated at all, and I don't want to know you. But it could happen. Love you, Miss Sassafras. All right, everybody. We've gone over 2 hours the last couple of days. It did look painful, Shell. I agree with that statement. F Adam. He wasn't all that, and his texts were dull. I agree. I totally agree with that. F Adam and everybody who looks like him. Sorry I brought up Adam. That's okay. He comes up a lot lately. Angie Mo remembers Adam. Angie Mo, you're funny. My little boy, do you want to say goodnight? Oh, look at my child. Oh, I guess it's just going to be you and me, Finny. It's just going to be me and you. I feel like I'm watching Melissa McCarthy outtakes from Bridesmaids. Well, that's a compliment. I love Melissa McCarthy and I love Bridesmaids. I guess it's just going to be the two of us. Yeah, Lady O, I am with Kestrel too. All right, everybody. Love you, Sassy Savage. Guys, we'll see you tomorrow. What's tomorrow? Friday? Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. I'll be back. And until then, you know, what's good for the goose? Okay. Teach a man to lead it to a horse. All right. As the crow croaks, the rooster sings. There's not an I in team. Okay. I want you to think about that. Love you all. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for spending time with me. Please hit subscribe. Mods, I love you guys. Thank you for being here. Also, thank you for your super chats. Very meaningful. Means a lot to me. Means a lot to Hux. Thank you. Thank you for the gifted memberships. Pam, I'm looking at you. Thank you for becoming members. You guys are amazing. I really appreciate that. But most of all, I appreciate your time and your wisdom and your feedback and your judgments because they are well deserved. Okay. You should be judging me because I'm a fucking creeper, especially tonight. And I'm going to be boyfriendless for a long time, I think it seems. I think that's what the Lord has in store for me. It's just going to be me and you, Finny. That's sad. We'll have to work through that. We'll work through it tomorrow. We'll feel differently. It's just the end of my period, and I think we're just going through some stuff. All right, everybody. Love you all. Here comes Fred. See you tomorrow.